Matt Gaetz isn't the only Republican in trouble, in possible trouble. On the Senate side of the Capitol, Rand Paul. This headline from the Washington Post, unsurprising headline, might I add. Rand Paul discloses 16 months late that his wife bought stock in company behind COVID treatment. Listen, senators and congresspeople, I don't know that we should exclude them from investments like stock trading. I don't know. It's tough. I think to say one way or the other definitively, there needs to be more options on the table and looked at as far as what we should do to curb the kind of self-dealing, insider trading, benefit from the intelligence that they have. And I don't mean intelligence like brains. I mean like intel on the ground. I mean, they are behind the scenes able to know things that are coming down, especially related to our current health crisis. Knowing what is happening, getting briefings, top secret and otherwise, they're in the know. And if they use that information to enrich themselves, they're at an advantage. And an advantage that isn't baked into the job. You don't run for Congress and represent a constituency in order that you become rich. Rand Paul, Mr. Noble Warrior of Truth, Mr. Liberty. That's not what you're there for. Reading from the article, Senator Rand Paul revealed Wednesday that his wife bought stock in Gilead Sciences, which makes an antiviral drug used to treat COVID-19, on February 26th, 2020. What a coincidence. What a shocking coincidence that on February 26th, 2020, they bought the stock. And this was before the threat from the coronavirus was fully understood by the public and before it was classified as a pandemic by the World Health Organization. The disclosure in a filing with the Senate came 16 months after the 45-day reporting deadline set forth in the Stock Act, which is designed to combat insider trading. So there are regulations, there are rules, there are stipulations, there are rules that he has stipulated to, that he is bound by. After you trade, you have 45 days to report it for ethics controls and just so the public knows what's going on. And he waited 16 months after the 45-day limit. Experts in corporate and securities law said the investment, and especially the delayed reporting of it, undermined trust in government and raised questions about whether the Kentucky Republicans family had sought to profit from non-public information about the looming health emergency and plans by the U.S. government to combat it. Several senators sold large amounts of stocks in January or February of last year, prompting a handful of insider trading probes. Most of those investigations concluded in the spring of 2020, according to notifications from the Justice Department to lawmakers under scrutiny. Remember Kelly Loeffler, Barr from North Carolina? All of this, not good. They are trying to enrich themselves with the knowledge that they have from their elected office. Self-dealing. In the age of Trump, seems like anything goes. The senator ought to have an explanation for the trade, and more importantly, why it took him almost a year and a half to discover it from his wife, said James D. Cox, a professor of law at Duke University. Kelsey Cooper, a spokeswoman for Paul, said the senator completed a reporting form for his wife's investment last year, but learned only recently, while preparing an annual disclosure, that the form had not been transmitted. That's a very technical way of saying, oh yeah, we didn't send it. We didn't email that. We didn't include that. It wasn't transmitted. He sought guidance from the Senate Ethics Committee, she said, and filed the supplemental report Wednesday along with the annual disclosure, which was due in May and submitted 3 months late. She also said Paul's wife, Kelly, an author and former communications consultant, lost money on the investment, which she made with her own earnings. The purchase was of between $1,000 and $15,000 of stock in Gilead, which makes the antiviral drug known as remdesivir. The company's stock was worth 74. Listen to this. Seriously, listen to this. This is how they're saying they lost money. The company's stock was worth $74.70 per share on the day of the purchase and rose above $80 in March. It has since though, now that they're reporting, now that they've lost money on it, now they're reporting that they bought it. It has since fluctuated and was worth $69.84 on the day of Paul's disclosure, more than a year later. So because they made a bad investment, had they this stock skyrocketed and they made all kinds of money, who knows what would have taken place? Who knows how long we would have had to wait, or if we would have ever found out at all. Disgusting, unethical, immoral use of his office to enrich himself, he and his wife. No good. No good. And it is pattern and practice for Republicans to skirt the rules while screaming from the rooftops about propriety and morality and family values and truth and justice and the American way. Unacceptable, Senator Paul.
One of our sponsors is Four Sigmatic, the company best known for their delicious mushroom coffee. Four Sigmatic's mushroom coffee is organic, fair trade, single origin Arabica coffee with both lion's mane and chaga mushrooms. Chaga mushrooms have actually been shown to have potential in supporting the immune system in peer-reviewed studies. I've been drinking Four Sigmatic coffee a lot lately. It actually doesn't taste anything like mushrooms. It just tastes like any delicious coffee, but it's really easy on my stomach, doesn't give me any jittery feeling or a midday crash, and they have over 20,000 five-star reviews. And best of all, if you don't love it, you'll get 100% of your money back because they stand behind their product. You've got nothing to lose by giving it a try. Four Sigmatic is giving my audience up to 40% off and free shipping when you go to foursigmatic.com/Pacman. The link is right underneath this video.